Yes, we had the cloudy skies today, the fog, the mist and drizzle, and that gave way to sunshine this afternoon and a wide range in temperatures and over a 20-degree temperature spread from east to west. We'll begin with the radar again. We usually see some of that mist and drizzle trying to show up on the radar as it's moving its way in, but we didn't see that now because the skies have cleared out and quite nicely as well. Here's a look. We had the showers earlier today, the clouds as well, giving way to clearing. We are tracking a front out towards the west, though. We'll talk about that front in just a few minutes because that's the front that will affect us as we go into the day tomorrow. But let's talk about what we're looking at through the rest of the evening. Those winds coming in out of the northeast, giving us the clear skies through the rest of the evening for the next few hours, but those clouds, I expect them to work their way back in later tonight. So by tomorrow morning, many coastal areas likely dealing with some of that fog once again, although I don't think it'll be quite as thick as what we saw today. But eastern shore, coastal areas of Hampton, Pocosin, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Portsmouth, and down along the Outer Banks likely looking at some of that fog. But those winds will be switching around towards the south, and they'll quickly move in, bringing a big warm-up as we go through the day. By noon already up into the upper 70s, and we'll go for highs in the mid-80s tomorrow afternoon. Then we watch that cold front approach from the west. 6 o'clock, still looking at some showers approaching portions of the Upper Peninsula and back towards Richmond. I think by about 7, 8, 9 o'clock, we'll watch for that line to push through, and we could see a few thunderstorms with it as well. That'll continue into the early evening. Then that line slides south and eastward. Skies will clear out tomorrow night, and that'll bring in some cooler temperatures for the day on Friday, closer to normal with readings up into the mid to upper 70s, some inland spots into the low 80s. But again, that northeast wind will likely keep coastal areas just a little bit cooler. Here's what it looked like this morning. Cloudy skies across the Elizabeth River. A camera on top of Nauticus looking over towards the Fort Norfolk section of the city. And even by noon, we still had the cloudy skies, but we started to track that clearing working its way in from the north, and now we are looking at the partly cloudy skies. Temperature coming in out at the airport at 63 degrees with winds out of the northeast at 6 miles per hour. 61 in Manteo, 80 in Richmond, 72 Surrey, 68 in Ahoskie, and look at this temperature spread, 56 degrees in Duck, 77 in Williamsburg. So again, we still have some of those clouds lingering across coastal North Carolina, but we will look for those clouds to roll back in later tonight. Some spotty fog and mist possible, 59 for a low. Clouds to start the day in the morning, sunshine as we go through the afternoon, and the chance for a few of those thunderstorms late, much warmer with a high temperature of 85. Tomorrow night, some thunderstorms in a few spots early, 66, clearing skies, maybe a morning shower on Friday, 77 degrees, so a little bit cooler. Saturday, we're back up to 85, and then on Sunday, Mother's Day, a front will stall across the area, and there's still some question as to how far north or south it goes. If it stays north of us, we'll likely be warmer than 80. If it moves south of us, we'll likely be cooler. So right now, we'll say big temperature spread from north to south on Mother's Day, and then temperatures holding in the 80s through the middle part of next week with the chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm each day.